Yo, what's good, y'all? We are back with yet another video. We got a lot of good clips for today, as always. You already know, try to bring the best videos as I can, best informative videos as I can. So stay tuned and let's get right into it.
Fish. How animals see the world. Fish. Horse. Cows. Birds. Cats. Dogs. How animals see the world.
Is this really their vision? Their visions look crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
When two frequencies of the same length meet, the size of the frequency doubles. It's called constructive interference. This is why we get energy from being around certain people and why being around others might drain you. When two frequencies don't match, it's called destructive interference and nothing happens. There's no resonance, no law of attraction, no peace, no freedom. This is why we need to become a vibrational match to our desires in order to attract them into our life. Becoming a vibrational match activates constructive interference and therefore the law of attraction. The way we talk to ourselves every single day directly influences our vibrational frequency. Click the link in our bio to try InnerTune, a powerful mind reprogramming tool that will allow you to become a vibrational match to your desires, attracting them effortlessly into your life.
Our entire education system is a scam. In the early 1900s, John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie committed to completely reshaping the entire education system in the West. Together, they set up the General Education Board and the Carnegie Foundation with the sole purpose of making schools more like factories and molding the coming generations into workers who would obediently fall in line without encouraging any real thinking or creativity. The goal of such a system was to, quote,
collect little plastic lumps of human dough from private households and shape them on the social kneading board.
Fast forward to a century today, their plan did exactly what it was designed to do. Now, studies are showing that as kids get older and go through school, their creativity is destroyed. For example, a study published in the Creativity Research Journal found that while 98% of kindergartners scored at genius level for divergent thinking, a key component of creativity, only 2% of adults retain this level of creativity. Our entire education system is a scam. In the early
Yeah, I agree. School system definitely damage our creativity. I agree. And then you waste all your time in there. What? I'm sorry. I'm laughing at this comment, bro. Talking about cocaine is a hell of a drug. That is fun. Then I'm just looking at his face like, bro, that's why I laugh. Alright. Is he alright? Good. He don't know if it look real. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Who was that? Judge George Bush.
Did I ever tell you the Wally theory?
Nah.
Wally doomed everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future, Wally giving the plant to the other robot.
What?
You know what that was symbolism for?
We killed off all the humans?
No, that was actually symbolism for the devil tempting Eve with the apple.
Whoa.
So what's the name of the robot Wally gave the plant? Eve.
Whoa, I didn't bet
And
that.
what is that land supposed to be? It's like, you know, the forbidden place, right? Since Eve sinned, it pretty much doomed the rest of humanity because now they have the first sin, right? Because he got everyone to come back down to earth when it wasn't actually supposed to be inhabitable and everyone died, bringing all of those people, that was a representation of dooming mankind.
True.
Because now they're coming down to where it's uninhabitable and they're not supposed to be there. Since all of those people are like fat, uninhabitable, and they can't live anymore, theory goes that eventually they just took their consciousness and put it into technology. So they became themselves like Eves and robots or whatever because they can't live physically as that. And where did that lead up to? This is where it gets even crazier. Did I ever tell you the Wally theory?
Nah.
Filmmaker Woody Allen. This case involves a handful of people and quite a few twists and turns, so if you're unfamiliar with Woody Allen, be sure to buckle your seatbelt. In 1980, Woody started dating a woman named Mia. Just a year before that, in 1979, Mia was ending her marriage with a man named Andre. Mia and Andre had kids together. Mia and Andre also adopted another young girl named Soon Yi. Soon Yi was an abandoned child in her home country, so when she was put up for adoption, they had to do bone scans to try to determine her age. The bone scans determined that she was between 5 and 7 years old. Mia and Andre mentioned that there were a few bumps in the road when they were adopting Soon Yi, but she finally made it to America. Mia and Andre's divorce was finalized, and they had to deal with the whole custody agreements and arrangements for the kids. Fast forward to 1980 when Mia starts dating Woody. Woody decides to adopt two of Mia's adopted children, one named Dylan and another Moses. Mia and Woody also had one of their own biological children together. One day in 1992, Mia finds nude photos of Soon Yi in Woody's house. Woody was about 56 years old, and in the photo, Soon Yi would have been around 21. Soon Yi and Woody admit to Mia that they had been having an affair. The pictures that Mia found of Soon Yi were taken just the day before, and 2 weeks after the finding would be the first time that Soon Yi and Woody become intimate. Of course, Mia breaks up with Woody. Now this is where people start speculating, because Woody had been in Soon Yi's life since she was a young girl. So was there some sort of going on, or did this just happen naturally? Of course, I don't want my video getting taken down, but you could imagine some of the things people were thinking and saying about where the relationship stood and how early these things could have started. This is exactly what Soon Yi said about her relationship with Alan. Woody was never a father figure to me, and I never had any sort of dealings with him. Soon Yi also said that they didn't have any sort of conversations. The first time they had like a friendly exchange was when she was in 11th grade and she hurt her ankle while playing soccer. Woody offered to give her a ride to school. Almost immediately after Soon Yi got that ride to school from Woody, he started taking her to Knicks games. A lot of people are thinking that this was just morally wrong. It was wrong for her to have an affair with her adoptive mother's boyfriend. But because she would have been about 21 at the time of their relationship, they're both consenting adults, and there's no problem in that. Minus the fact that he had been in her life since she was a young girl, and it just seems kind of strange. It seems like it came almost as a natural instinct to a lot of people to believe that Woody was Soon Yi as a child, but they didn't have any sort of evidence to fully say he definitely did that. Until 1992, when Dylan, Mia's adoptive daughter that Woody later adopted, came forward and said that Woody had been S.A.ing her. She was only 7 years old at the time. Woody said that this was a lie, that it never happened, and Mia was just trying to get back at him for having the affair with Soon Yi. Dylan was sent to the child S.A. clinic of Yale's New Haven Hospital to get tests run on her. It was determined that Dylan was not S.A.'d, and she was coached into saying these things. They believe that Mia coached Dylan into saying these things after the discovery of the affair. There's a documentary and a ton of details out there. Woody was never charged with anything. Dylan is a grown woman, and she still says that the SA did occur. Woody and Soon Yi's relationship continued to thrive, and they have 2 children together. Do you think that this was just a morally incorrect relationship, or do you think there was more going on behind the scenes? Filmmaker Woody Allen. This case involves a handful of people and
I don't know about that one.
I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on. So, this was troublesome.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid,
But you were stressed out. That's
there's
why.
no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane. Oh, hey, how about this? I showed up to work the first week, and where my office used to be, they built a wall there.
Why?
I didn't know why. But it came out later that they were like, well, they said you wanted it. I don't want to be walled up in the office. I like hanging out and talking.
Okay. So you got up and you walked out and nobody knew where you were going. Did your family know?
I called my brother.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, real cool. I called him up and was like, I'm going to Africa.
Now, I'm not allowed to say the earth is flat, but I am allowed to say it's round. But would I be lying to you if I told you that the water was curving in a ball? It's really just so interesting when somebody points out certain details to you that you never have thought of. You always just kind of believed in what you were told. But then you really start to think how this ocean is curving in a ball when all you see is flat. And you learn a lot of things about water being flat and level, and even certain details like the term sea level. If it's called sea level, then it's gotta be level. Kind of like how levels work, because there's water in this level, and water always levels perfectly flat. And many will tell you this is what the water's doing on Earth, but that doesn't happen on a round spinning ball. That happens on a flat surface. You see that water? It's a droplet of water. And you learn that all large bodies of water are all contained in some way, shape, or form. And if that still doesn't convince you, how do periscopes work? Periscopes literally prove that you can go way past the Earth's curvature and still measure something straight out in front of you as long as you bring that into focus with magnification. So this ship right here should be 66.6 feet below your field of vision. But because you have this periscope zooming in on what you normally couldn't see, you're able to see this ship and expose the entire Earth for being flat.
He made some valid points, I'm not gonna lie, yo. Of course the Earth is flat, man. There's too much proof out there, right? But the thing is, why are they lying to us, you know? Why are they lying?
There is one level Earth question that is often used as a defense mechanism by stubborn globe defenders. It's more rhetorical than inquisitive, and tends to be their final discussion point before refusing to engage further with the subject. This question, formulated one of several ways, is, so what if the Earth is level? Why does the shape of the Earth even matter? What difference does it make to my life? Firstly, the thing of crucial importance is not the shape, it's the lie. The lie of heliocentrism is one of the most insidious lies imaginable that replaces our common sense and lived experience with unproven theories and explanations from supposed experts. When children are indoctrinated to abandon the evidence of their senses in favor of this nonsensical globe model, a schism occurs in their psyche where they are no longer able to trust their own senses and experience, and instead must trust information completely contrary to it, presented by perceived authority figures. To teach such a false cosmology is incredibly deceitful and disempowering to the individual, and the result is that humanity has become just like the slaves in Plato's allegory of the cave. A child who learns not to trust the evidence of their senses becomes forever imprisoned within Plato's cave. A world of distorted shadows cast by Plato's puppet masters that blinds them to the reality beyond. So, why does the shape of the earth matter? Again, it's not about the shape. It's about the lie. To fool nearly the entirety of humanity for multiple generations, stripping people of their common sense and replacing it with carefully crafted lies.
Hey, keyword, common sense. It's common sense, right? Come on, man. Do it really look like we on a spinning ball, y'all? Come on, y'all. Really? I'm just, come on. I'm showing the obvious, man. It's so obvious, right? Get out of here, man.
Is obviously a matter of serious importance.
Right.
It is one of the most psychologically devastating things that could be perpetrated upon an individual. And seeing through it should be one of the most revealing revelations of a lifetime. So, when someone asks the foolish question of what difference does it make, that is already evidence of extreme psychological distortion. If knowing the truth doesn't matter to your life, what does that say about your life? The level Earth is an epic epiphany that changes many people to their core, affirming their common sense, developing their critical thinking skills, and reigniting a spirit of discovery and adventure. In this way, the level Earth revelation is holistically helpful and truly transformational for many on an individual level. Even more importantly, however, is if humanity succeeds in fully exposing this egregious lie and finally rooting out the liars, the beneficial ripple effect it will have throughout society is massive. Once these foundational facts are realized, these governments, universities, media outlets, and other entangled organizations suddenly and completely lose all credibility. The resulting mass mental exodus away from the control system is exactly what is needed. Essentially, once the level Earth conspiracy is exposed, so is every other important conspiracy by proxy, because this so-called mother of all conspiracies holds under its umbrella so many fundamental and foundational facts, and fully reveals them.
It's crazy, man. They can hide behind a lie, They can hide behind a lie for that long. Eventually, it will get exposed.
Why would they lie?
When confronted with the demonstrable evidence for our level Earth plane, one of the most common and frequently asked questions is, why would anyone lie about the shape of the Earth? Why would there be a worldwide conspiracy to hide the true dimensions of our home? What would be the point of hiding our level Earth to begin with? Many who ask this question haven't actually researched the subject and understand that those who aren't directly involved in the lie cannot fully comprehend the motives of those who are. Therefore, the often repeated phrase, why would they lie, is more a cynical defense mechanism than a genuine question. So we cannot definitively answer the question of motive, but we can attempt to deduce and guess what it may be. Government space agencies are freely receiving trillions in currency over the decades to produce little more than rockets that end up in the ocean and CGI cartoons on television. Maintaining the illusion is comparatively cheap, so rather than being some unrealistically expensive enterprise, it is actually an incredibly lucrative and profitable scam. Besides being a productive moneymaker, the notion of outer space, along with the belief in a globe Earth and the Big Bang Theory, has fostered a nihilistic materialistic worldview that rejects the idea of intelligent design and replaces it with the concept of random, chaotic coincidence. Instead of intentional design by a purposeful creator for humans and the earth, we are taught that everything came into existence by accident and for no reason. Through indoctrination into this anti-spiritual religion, believers lose connection with anything beyond the material world and become selfish, compliant consumers. This then sets the stage for further manipulations as people deceived and disconnected from their true foundations can be led anywhere. Two places we are clearly not being led by this globe deception, however, are Antarctica and the North Pole. These two locations hold inherent significance in the level Earth model of the cosmos, as Antarctica is the elevated outer rim that encompasses and extends around all the other continents, while the North Pole is the center point of the world, where all compasses point and directly below Polaris, the only stationary star in the sky. Interestingly, ancient world maps from before the globe deception took hold depict additional lands in both regions. Since then, however, these locations have completely disappeared from all modern maps. By turning Earth into a ball, these potential extra lands, resources, and civilizations have been conceptually erased from the minds of the masses, as there is literally nowhere left for them to exist. In summation, the globe lie is the biggest and most fundamental deception imaginable. It uproots humanity from the foundational truth of our level Earth and sends them spinning out of control in a vast, unintelligent universe. Scientism has become a new world religion, and the masses now follow blindly towards whatever future is manufactured for them.
Why would they lie?
Yeah, man. Lying too, it can make you question too. Like, them lying about that makes you question, like, dang, if he really is on a spinning ball, but how is this like this and how is that like that, you know? Make you question too, so. But it's obvious that, come on, man. There's no way we just, you know, stuff gotta be some kind of flat surface, you know? That wouldn't even make sense. Would it?
Whenever God is mentioned at the Grammys or God is mentioned at the Oscars or football games, basketball games, or when you get $100 million contract, I want to just thank God, because without God and my mom and my family, I mean, it's kind of it. They don't talk about God no other time publicly other than a big moment happening. And yet, people are worshiping the devil publicly all year long. The whole music video had devil worshiping in it. Y'all see this. Y'all see what's going on. So at the end of the day, man, I just had to really realize, like, wow, man, Denzel Washington does not do an interview on a red carpet or a sit-down interview. He does not do any interviews without at some point transitioning into talking about the goodness of God.
It's all God, right? Because, you know, we should, as believers, we should go the rest of our life trying to figure out God. That should be an everlasting hunt. Like, what, how did I get to here? And man, I was at the gas station and I was just thinking about my auntie, and then my cousin was there, and, you know, whatever those coincidences are, that's been my life. And that's what keeps me curious about what God has next.
Yeah, what's next?
My eyes is like a 3-year-old, just curious, like Christmas, like, you know, so of your heart. And that is something that I want everybody who can hear this interview to know. As much as I'm supposed to be promoting this movie and talking about my album, I just feel like we're in competition right now because they are trying to normalize the devil. They are trying to the devil is on the main stage at award shows and in every video and signs and symbols. And I said, you know what? We need to stop treating our relationship with Jesus like the little buddy that you talk to before you go to bed at night, and not be more vocal about all the things that God means to us and all of the things that God has brought us through. Because there's been a lot of moments that you didn't post about, but yet you know, how did God decide to get me through this?
Yeah, man.
And yeah, they going above and beyond to promote the devil. And it's pissing me off because the devil worshipers used to be real secretive, going down in the basement, this secret world. Now they just
they on the device too. Believe that.
Whenever God is mentioned at the Grammys or God is mentioned at the...
Ain't this the same dude that had on the dress? Like, come on, man. Get out, get out of here, dude.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him. Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay?
There they go, putting the truth in our face. Hey, that's true though. All it takes is one person to wake up, man. One person wake up, everybody waking up. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes, man. That real truth to get out and they see it. Oh man, everybody waking up at that point. That is true though. All it takes is one ant. And then all of it just falls down, man. And they know that. It's crazy that a small group of people control a big group of people like that though, right? It's crazy.
They have been desensitizing us since we were born. And I'll give you some examples. Let's start with the big one. Let's start with words we hear all the time and never even think about. Let's start with the word entertainment. To entertain. What does that mean? To bind or hold. To bind or hold what? An audience's attention. Okay, now let's take the word Hollywood. Where does that come from? Well, Hollywood comes from the holly tree. And the ancient Druids, back in the day, used to take the holly tree, make wands to weave spells, cast spells, or channel spells. And when they needed help, they would consult the magi's or the mediums of the day to help channel their spells to the population. We'll cut to today. What do we have in our houses? We have these black boxes. What are they called? TVs. But if you stop and you say the word television, and when you turn on that television, what do you get? What's the first thing that pops up? A list of channels. And when you turn on those channels, what's on those channels? Programming. They are programming you. They've been programming your whole life. You don't even know it. They do it with your music. They do it with your TV. They do it with your movies. They do it with your games. They have been programming us and programming you since you were little, and you don't even know it because you don't even question.
It's like that. Like you waking up, you know, becoming more awakened video right there. But that is true though. It's been going on our whole lives. I remember back then I just watched a lot of TV. I don't even watch TV no more like that, you know? At all, actually. I don't even watch TV. You know. But that's crazy how times has changed. I don't like, do you guys watch TV? Let me know, cause I don't know. It's at this point, bro, you can watch free movies on the internet like that. Yeah, who needs cable and TV nowadays, right?
I don't know if you guys have ever had a Mickey Mouse cup. You have a cup that has stuff written on the inside. A Mickey Mouse cup specifically has Mickey written on the inside. And when you're drinking liquid, you can see the reflection on the surface of the liquid. And the reflection actually says wicked.
You think that was premeditated?
Yes.
Yes.
You think that's why Walt named his infamous character Mickey?
Yes.
Did it catch you off guard?
No, I had always known in my gully that Mickey was wicked, just filthy. I grew up watching the very old cartoons of Mickey Mouse where it's black and white. You can actually see Mickey in a factory in one of his episodes where he's making Swiss cheese. And basically what he's doing is there's a conveyor belt, and he's taking each one of these blocks of cheese and he's putting it up to his area 1 and poking a hole through the cheese with it. So he's actually going like this to the cheese.
And he's making the Swiss.
Yeah, he's making holes in the cheese with his mouse. I don't know if you guys have ever had a Mickey Mouse cup. You have a cup.
They put in the truth right in our face. That's crazy. And you know what's crazy? People don't even care, you know? They're just so oblivious to it. How can you be that oblivious? I just question that. How can you be that oblivious? You don't see anything? Like,
Humanoid avatar is the most complex technology in the cosmos. The total number of chakras that we actually have is 114. There's 7 main chakras, but the humanoid avatar actually does have 114 chakras. There's also 72,000 energy channels that facilitate energy between those energy cortexes or chakras. One piece of human DNA can hold about 16 billion bits of data. And we currently only use 2% of our DNA. The other 98% is actually being blocked currently. This is what scientists refer to as junk DNA. Scientists have yet to figure out what the soul is. You can see the brain, but you can't see the mind. If you have a soul, then you're primordial, meaning that you existed since the inception of the universe. This means you can't die. Everything you've been taught about death is a lie. Energy doesn't die, it only recycles itself 360 degrees. You have the ability of receiving transmissions from higher dimensional planes of existence. An active pineal gland makes you interdimensional. What you've been told about dreams is actually false. Once you actually accomplish the theta state, you begin to vibrate between 4 and 8 hertz, and then at that point you have the ability of astral projecting and leaving from the 3rd dimensional construct to 4th dimensional, 5th dimensional planes of existence. And this is accomplished once you access the theta state. When you accomplish vibrating at a 30 hertz or above, you're at the most elevated perception, you're at the gamma state. You heard that word gamma? We also know the word gamma to be associated with the sun. I told you you have a sun burning inside you, all right? I also made you aware that you have 3 brains, and your solar plexus, your core, your stomach actually have neurons. That's why you have the ability of having a gut feeling. When you activate or go into gamma state, what's actually transpiring is your solar plexus chakra is emitting energy, and that inner sun is actually releasing gamma radiation, and that information is being facilitated from your solar plexus chakra all the way to your third eye chakra and your crown chakra, and that puts you in what's called the gamma state. This is when you fully are aware that you're separated from your physical avatar. For those of you that had the ability of astral projecting, looking back, seeing yourself laying in the bed, being conscious and aware, and then going off to traverse or venture off, you are at that point in the gamma state. This happens most when there's activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. This is why they attack the human avatar with things like this or this. The CIA even conducted a study proving manifestation is real. They used what's called a consciousness energy grid, okay? And they did some independent tests and studies, and they actually did see that our ability to think does shift and alter our paradigm. And Thoth the Atlantean even stated it in the 7 Kemetic principles that all is mental, okay? And basically in the principle of mentalism. Mugwort leaf and blue lotus is phenomenal for activation of the pineal gland as well as producing activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. Lion's mane mushroom is great for decalcification of the pineal gland. It also works for regeneration of damaged brain cells from all the chemtrails, EMF waves, fluoride, and things of that nature. For all high-quality herbs like blue lotus, mugwort, as well as lion's mane mushroom, various crystals to cleanse your aura, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension. The recipe for carbon is actually 666. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons actually is the carbon formula for melanin. They demonized it because they knew the true power of these 9 ether avatars. It's time for us to wake up and get back to who we truly are. If you're looking for a god or goddess to save you, go look in the mirror. The humanoid avatar is the most complex technology in the cosmos.
You are your own god, really.
Many people have been saying that Zendaya started glitching multiple times in this interview. The interviewer asked her what her favorite song by Beyonce was, and that's where it supposedly begins. Here, check this out and let me know your thoughts.
and lots of parties and lots of fun tomorrow. What are you looking forward to most this weekend? I'm looking forward to, honestly, just seeing a lot of very talented people do what they love to do. This weekend's all about celebrating music, which is one of my favorite things. So there you go. And Beyonce. Anything Beyonce related, I usually enjoy. What's your favorite song by her? Is that like, that's like a impossible question, I think. It's Beyonce? Like, I'm gonna have to go with everything. Everything she does. I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm obsessed with her. So, I don't know. In the actual thing, it's difficult. It's not easy because you gotta balance a lot, but I'm learning so much. And then, you know, being in the studio, working on music, creating the stuff that I really love and I really enjoy. And
So was Zendaya actually glitching in this interview? Many people have been saying that Zendaya started glitching multiple times in this interview.
That was kind of strange though, because she just obsessive over it. Like, that was, I don't know, that was kind of strange.
Why does everybody say you're part of the Illuminati?
Me?
Yeah.
What the f? Chat, am I a part of the Illuminati? Yes or no? Oh, hell nah.
Bro, do y'all think he's part of it, bro? I got a feeling he is.
Why do you question me on anything and I'll answer?
Why didn't you back me up and say, like, yo, there is some weird shit going on and trying to stand up for the
Because you had the same discussion, but it's like, here's the one thing that I was like, okay, why don't we, let's expose it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
I got it.
I swear to God, bro.
I believe you, nephew.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I believe you.
Why are you zooming in on me? Chat, it is not cap, bro.
Alright, my good people, man, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.